Hey everyone, it's Cameron with Car Audio now again. Today I wanted to show you a really cool product that I recently came across. It's an adapter that will take your existing wired Apple CarPlay head unit and convert it into wireless. Some of the new factory and aftermarket head units are coming with wireless CarPlay now. So I thought this was a really relevant product considering up until this point everything has been wired. So there's a few of these on the market right now. We actually put a list together for both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can find those in those links in the description. This particular product is called Play2Air by ViseeO. It's a small dongle basically that'll plug into your USB input on your factory or aftermarket head unit, and then it'll connect to your phone wirelessly. It uses a combination of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to establish that wireless connection between your phone and the adapter, and then a USB cord to go from the adapter into your dash. But I'll get into that when I walk you through the installation in a bit. I'm actually going to install it in my Jeep Grand Cherokee, which has a wired Apple CarPlay from 2018. In terms of compatibility though, on the product page of this Play2Air unit, it states a few specific manufacturers that it's compatible with, but I reached out directly to ViseeO, and they told me that it'll basically work with pretty much anything that has wired CarPlay. And if it doesn't, it's likely a software issue, and you can contact support and resolve it and make it compatible. So this means that it's compatible with both factory and aftermarket head units, which is pretty important to point out. I think the key thing to note though is this is compatible with iPhone 6s and newer, along with iOS 9 and newer. I think those are the big real compatibility things to point out. But in terms of cars, I think it's pretty universal. So let me open this up real quick and give you a look at the adapter, some of the components that are in the box, how it works, a couple of things. So the first thing here as I open it up that you'll see is the manual, right? Inside this manual, pull it out, you're gonna see really clear instructions and components and really what's kind of included here in the box. Information about pairing steps. It's very easy to read and understand. There's really only like 3 steps to connect this for the first time, so it looks really simple and straightforward. Very, very articulate and easy to understand. Underneath the manual, you see the dongle itself, and it looks like when you pull this out, it looks like it's a combination. On the bottom, it's textured. It feels like metal and then some heavy duty plastic. It feels pretty sturdy. It's pretty small too. It's about 1.75 inches wide, not exactly, but by 1.5 inches, and then it's about 1/4 inch in depth here. So it makes it pretty discreet in, you know, kind of wherever you install it, which is good. You know, you're probably going to tuck this in somewhere in your console or at the front of the console close to the head unit, so it's good that it's pretty small. And on the bottom of the adapter, you see this USB-C output. This is where you'll use a cable. I'll show you the cables in a second, but where you use a cable to connect it directly to your head unit. So it's small, it's clean, pretty discreet. It looks pretty well made, pretty nice in general. Underneath the dongle, pull this out, you see a couple more cards, and let me rip these out. So there's a couple more instructional cards here, along with support to troubleshooting, right? You basically scan for online customer support or product installation information, and then, you know, registration if you wanted to register it. So and then finally underneath here, you're going to see 2 different cables. I'll pull out one. You're not going to use both of these. This cable is a standard USB to USB-C. This little short USB-C is what actually plugs into the dongle here, and then you're going to take and you're going to plug this directly into your USB input for the head unit. And they give you two of these because some vehicles today have they either have USB or they actually will have USB-C as well. My new Ford has USB-C instead of the traditional USB, so they'll give you an option to do that. So pretty straightforward. So next I'm going to actually take this down to the car and give you a look at the steps to install it, how it works, what it looks like, give you a real live demo of it. So let's go do that. Okay, so I'm in my 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is just an example of a car that came with wired Apple CarPlay from the factory. This will work for ultimately any vehicle and any aftermarket head unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what it takes to plug this in, to connect to your phone, and ultimately get wireless Apple CarPlay on this wired system. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into the head unit input, and this is just whatever head unit input you have, USB input. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the car into the start mode, and it can be an accessory or start, or you can turn the car on, just whatever gives power to your head unit, and what ultimately gives power to the USB too. So now you can see down here this indicator which shows that there is a power, and the head unit is on. This is the home screen, and you can see on the home screen there is no Apple CarPlay right now because none is connected directly in here, and it's also because I haven't connected straight to this Play2Air unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my settings on my phone, and I'm going to navigate to Bluetooth, and I'm going to be looking for Play2Air in the other devices. You can see it here. I'm going to click Play2Air and let it connect. Now it's connected, and I'm going to click Use CarPlay. So what this does is basically enables CarPlay over this Bluetooth connection. You have to click this in order for it to work. And if you don't, or you make a mistake, you can always go back to it, click on the eye icon on Play2Air, and then enable it in here. And that's it. You're connected. So now you can see CarPlay enabled. I have all the normal apps and functionality. You can see it's pretty, you know, it's the same. It's the same as having it wired. And I went through and I tested several of the functionality separately. That includes Apple Maps, the Google Maps, Waze. I checked Spotify. I made phone calls, just looking for lag or any quirkiness. Everything worked fine in this vehicle. There was no issues that I had. I drove it around and was checking for lag in Apple Maps. This unit worked perfectly, and it really made bringing wireless connectivity in terms of Apple CarPlay very, very simple. You can see that took me less than a minute. So overall, a great way to convert your CarPlay to a wireless installation. But I thank you for watching this video. If you guys like these kinds of videos, I'm always looking for new products. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. So appreciate you watching. Thanks.